Welcome to Bonjour, a fun show about wine. We don't use a point system to rate wine.
Whatever.
And we don't spend a lot of time talking about wine that most of us will never see and can't afford. We do like to talk about fun and interesting wine and give you helpful hints on how to get the most enjoyment out of your bottles. So join us for a fascinating look at the world of wine. Wine has a long and interesting history. Ben Franklin is quoted as saying, "Wine is constant proof that God loves us and wants to see us happy." Wine is mentioned throughout the Bible, but its history begins well before. Check out this segment we call The Evolution of Wine. Grape wine cultivation is thought to have started around 4000 BC, but possibly as early as 6000 BC in the area surrounding the Caspian Sea. The ancient city of Shiraz in modern-day Iran gives its name to the popular grape that we enjoy today. An ancient legend says that a Persian princess tried to commit suicide by drinking the juice of rotten grapes. Not only did she not die, it was this princess who became the first party girl, thousands of years before the invention of VIP rooms and chihuahuas.
That's hot.
The Egyptians elevated the art of wine production by seriously studying vineyard management and winemaking technique, and they had no problem drinking wine in great quantity. In ancient Egypt, though, wine was reserved for royalty and the priesthood, thus giving rise to one of wine's most enduring stereotypes. If I were king, the second thing I would do would be put a 10-year moratorium on the planting of any new Cabernet or Chardonnay grapes. It's not that I have anything against these two grapes, it's just that there's way more to wine than those two grape varieties. The first thing, by the way, that I would do would be standardized drink sizes. So if you went into a place and you wanted a small, you got a small. Don't tell me that your smallest size is a medium. I don't care what you call the other sizes, just call the smallest one a small. Anyway, today we're featuring two very unusual grape varieties from Spain. The first is Godello, and Godello is a wine that is from the Galicia region, more specifically the Valdeorras region of Spain. And this example is called Montenova, and it's produced by Bodegas Valdecil. And I'm not afraid to say it, I love this wine. This wine's the whole package to me. It's just got very pretty aromatic qualities, very fresh, vibrant fruit in the mid-palate. And the finish is pure and mineral-driven. You know, this is imported by Eric Solomon of European Cellars, and I just think this wine's the whole package. This wine is, you know, it's vibrant, it's fresh, and best of all, it's cheap. Speaking of the package, you know, wine is absolutely proof positive that good things come in plain packages. There really is no worse way to pick a wine than the pretty label method. But this one is, you know, clean, fresh, and I know a lot of people like to chew on oaky splinters when they're drinking their white wine, but I just can't imagine a better example of a pure, fruit-driven expression of stainless steel wine making than this wine right here. You know, just absolutely fantastic example of modern winemaking technique. Even more fascinating, really, because this grape was almost extinct 20 years ago in Spain, and a group of very dedicated growers brought it back to life, and I just can't recommend this one highly enough. Expect to pay $11 to $14 for this gorgeous wine. Very flexible with food, excellent bottle of wine. Next up is another unusual grape variety called Moristel. Moristel is from the Somontano region of Spain, and that, in this particular case, this grape is not grown anywhere else in the world, just in this one part of Spain. It has a rich but medium full berry-like flavor to it. Reminds me a lot of my favorite old-style Zinfandels from California before too many of those wines got so rich and sweet tasting, not to mention expensive. But this wine is imported by Classical Wines of Spain. These guys have a great portfolio, of Spanish and German wines. You should check them out on their website. It's perfect for a Tuesday night grilled burger. Or platter of cured meats and cheese. Expect to pay about $16 to $19 for this charming bottle of wine. So that's it. Two offbeat wines, two very unusual examples from Spain. Love them both. Believe me, the wine world is full of high-priced gadgets designed to get you to spend your money on them. But you will never spend money more wisely on a wine accessory than this type of carafe, which I paid $3 for at Walmart. This is absolutely essential to enjoyment of wine. I cannot recommend this any more highly, especially if you have a red wine that you know is going to be better after it's had extended aeration. Generally, a bottle of wine that needs to age is also a wine that needs extended aeration. What is extended aeration? Well, I'm not talking about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Several hours are what's necessary to have a wine that shows its best characteristics after extended aeration. Now, also, I will tell you that in my experience, sometimes you open up a bottle of wine, and if it's only open in a decanter for, say, an hour, frequently that wine's actually showing worse than when you first opened it. So give it plenty of time, but you can't beat this little gizmo for enjoyment of wine. Now, show you how it's done. It couldn't be any easier. We're going to take an example of wine here. This is a Gigondas from the fabulous St. Côme winery and the terrific Louis Barruel. Just open the wine as you normally would, and I use a waiter-style corkscrew for this, just a simple corkscrew. Why do I use this? Well, I use it for the same reason that Hitman uses a 22. It's all that's really necessary. And you open the wine just as you ordinarily would. Use a nice soft cloth, clean, to make sure that there's no crud on the inside of the bottle. And you're not pouring the beer here. What you want to do is you want to take that carafe and you want to pour that wine right into it, getting lots of air down into the wine. Don't be afraid, you're not going to hurt it. Okay, so you've got lots of air into the wine here. What's the next thing you do? Let it sit. As I say, extended aeration will make a huge difference. A wine like this, don't be surprised if it actually tastes better the next day. So, $3, want to make your $15 wine taste like $30 wine? You want to make your $30 wine taste like $100 wine? Invest $3 in a decanter. Winemaker Christian Rougenet of Baliana Vineyards has made wine on 5 continents. From the Fire Peak Estate in California's Edna Valley, Christian has crafted a sparkling cool climate Syrah and an impressive Chardonnay. The Fire Peak Estate Syrah is an original take on the ancient grape, with all the smoky character and weight of a traditional Syrah, but with a vibrant and lively mid-palate that reminded me of a Piedmont Nebbiolo. Expect to pay $25 to $30 for this superb bottle. The Fire Peak Chardonnay, when I tasted it, was like 2 bottles in one. If you like a rich, buttery wine, then just pop the cork and drink it down. If, like me, you prefer a more lithe and austere wine, well, then just let it breathe for several hours and enjoy a distinctive and delicious Chardonnay. About $25 to $30.